Hi everyone, Bianca here from the vitalityguideforwomen.com, and today I want to talk about something that is super close to my heart, juice. So today we're going to be making green juice, but before we do that I want to talk about organics. Now organics is a really hot topic, and whether organics are better for you or not better for you, but when it comes to juice, I believe that all produce that goes into a juice should be organic, or at the very least local. Because when it's local, you can ask the person who grew it directly what they used, if they sprayed anything, if they used any pesticides, what the process was. Because oftentimes local producers aren't certified organic because it's really expensive to get certification, yet they don't use crazy chemicals that are going to toxify our bodies. So we're going to be using spinach, kale, celery, apple, and pear in the green juice that we'll be making today. And all of these foods happen to fall on the Dirty Dozen list. So that means the Environmental Working Group has determined that these foods, and there's others, are the most exposed to pesticides, insecticides, fungicides, etc. And when we're talking about juice, we're using juice to detoxify our bodies from the inside out. So why on earth would you want to use something that has been sprayed with toxic pesticides in something that is supposed to detoxify your body? It's crazy. I wouldn't suggest doing it. That's my take on it. So if you can't get organic produce, or it's just not in your budget, I completely understand. I have two suggestions for you. The first is to shop local. Visit your farmer's market. Find where you can get local produce, because again, then you are offered the benefit of being able to talk to the person who grew it and then discern whether you want to buy that item or not. Otherwise, I would suggest peeling your apples. Apples are #1 on the Dirty Dozen list, and pears are very close behind. So if you are going to buy these conventionally, peel them, and then you can go for other options. So I would suggest not using celery, using something else. Zucchini is very nice. It's not on the Dirty Dozen list. Spinach is on the Dirty Dozen list, and so is kale. These were recently added this year. So what I would suggest in that case is omitting them and finding another fruit or another vegetable that is going to be really good in your juice, but it's not exposed to a ton of toxic chemicals. Are we good on the organics? Yes. So before we begin, I want to talk about juicers. Now there's two different types of juicers. There's slow juicers, or masticating juicers, which is what this one is, or there are fast juicers or centrifugal juicers. And the difference is that a slow juicer takes the food and sort of presses it through an auger system really slowly and extracts the juice that way. This allows for all the nutrients to stay alive because you don't heat the product whatsoever, because it's a slow process. However, with the centrifugal juicer, it's a faster juicer, hence it being called a fast juicer. However, those juices are a little bit cooked. Because of the speed of the rotational blade, it creates heat, and then that sometimes cooks the juice and therefore gives you less shelf life on your juice. So a slow juicer, you'll get about 72 hours for that juice, whereas a fast juicer, you have to drink that within the day. That's not to say a fast juicer is a bad option, but you just have to make sure that you are consuming that juice within the same day. So I'm going to be using a masticating juicer or a slow juicer, and generally these feed holes are quite small because you don't want anything to get stopped up, because it's a slow process and things can get clogged in there. So you have to cut everything into pretty small pieces, but that's okay. I don't mind the extra work because it's worth it to me, because I like to make juices 2 or 3 days in advance and then have my juices ready to go. I also like to have my fruits and vegetables cut at the beginning of the week so that when I want to make a quick juice, I have fruits and vegetables ready to go. Convenience is key when you want to get into the juicing game in order for you to stick with it. So we're going to turn this baby on. There, and then you just feed it through the juicer like so. Everything is cut up into really small pieces, and then you just push through, and you'll see the juice slowly start to come up. Gotta push a little hard. There you go. There it goes. So you just feed all the stuff through. And slow juicers are really good at extracting juice from anything. So leafy greens, fruits, vegetables, citrus, whereas some centrifugal juicers have a hard time with leafy greens. So I'm going to continue to do this because, again, it's slow, and I know you don't want to be watching a 14-minute video. So I'm going to continue to juice this, and I'll be back with my final thoughts and tips. So this is the last of the apples, and again, you see the juice coming out. And there's also a screen on here which just helps to get out any little pulpy pieces that might have gotten through the screen that's on the actual auger. And then the pulp just comes out the end. Now don't throw away the pulp. Pulp is good. You can use pulp in a lot of ways. You can make raw crackers, or you can save it and mix it into your puppy's food. Dogs love it. It makes them eat food, and then they're getting the beauty of organic local produce as well. So the last thing that I want to mention before we wrap up this video is what you're going to store your freshly pressed juice in. Now, I see a lot of people putting it in plastic bottles, and I caution against that because plastic leaches BPA and all sorts of other crazy toxic substances into anything that it comes in contact with. So juice, which we're using for detoxification from the inside out, is then sort of contaminated with plastic when we put it in plastic bottles of any kind. So I like to use mason jars. You can get a flat of mason jars for like $10. They come with lids. They're perfect. And then I just pour them in, pour my juice in, of course. And then I generally like to fill it all the way to the top. I don't have quite as much juice, but I'm going to drink this right now. But I generally, for those that I'm saving for drinking later in the week or later in the day, I like to fill them all the way to the top so that as much air is out as possible, and then I put a lid on it as soon as possible. Get it in the fridge. Bob's your uncle. Juice is ready. So I'm Bianca from the vitalityguideforwomen.com and also Vitality Juices 1, 2, and 3-day juice cleansing programs. And today we talked about organics, we talked about juice, we talked about all sorts of things. So I want to know if you loved this video. Please like it, please share it, please tell all your friends about it because we need to spread the juice love. And I want to thank you again for watching. See you next time. Bye.